Hello there and welcome to my workshop. Today's video is going to be split up into two videos actually. The first is going to be a Carveco video. So what I'm going to do today is put together the toolpaths to machine the Iwo-Jima flag raising during the Second World War by the US Armed Forces. Okay, so this video is going to be split up into two separate videos. The putting together in Carveco with the speed and feeds and different tools, and the second video will be actually carving this on the MIDI CNC router. So we're going to jump into now CNCClipart.com. This is the Carveco new platform to provide CNC 3D reliefs to anybody really. It doesn't matter whether you use Vectric or whether you use Fusion 360. These files can be provided for anybody with any 3D handling program. It's just a should we say an additional 1100 3D reliefs that is available for you, not just Carveco customers. So we're going to jump straight into reliefs. This will bring all the reliefs up in separate packages. So we have animals, buildings, badges. Where we need to go is here in scenes, and you can see there are many great scenes already put together for you that you can put into your 3D handling program and carve. But the one we want is in page 4, I believe. And it's all the way down the bottom here. So you can see there's many brilliant, sort of ready-made reliefs here for you. And here it is here. The flag raising at Iwo-Jima. And so we'll click on that. This is a wonderful US Forces 3D relief. And I think it's going to be quite dramatic to machine into. I think we'll do this one in a piece of possibly Huon pine. I got some 2,000-year-old Huon pine here, so that might be fitting for it. So I do have some mahogany too. It might look better in a darker wood, but we'll have a look. So what you're about to see me do, you can do in any of the Carveco programs. I will be using Carveco Maker Plus, but Carveco Maker will do it, Carveco Maker Plus, and Carveco, the main program, will do it. There is actually no difference in doing this type of 3D relief work. Okay, so here we are in Carveco Maker Plus. Now, all your recent things that you've been working on will come up as a listing, but we're going to start a new model, and our new model is going to be, well, our material size is going to be 190 by 190, and the origin is going to be down bottom left hand corner, which is fairly normal for a CNC router. However, you can start at any corner or the center, whichever your preference is. High resolution, I always keep it as normal practice, maximum, because you want a very good 3D image to be produced. I work in millimeters. I'm going to press OK. And we're already in the 3D screen. And I'll just jump just to show you to the 2D screen. And you notice the rules jump to the outside of the board then. And with 3D, they actually attach on the piece of work that you're actually working with. So I'm just going to make the screen smaller. And what I'm going to do is, and here's a piece of work here. So I'm just going to left click on it, drag and drop it into a material. And it's not far off actually. I'm just wondering whether I can leave it its original size. I probably can. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave everything there as it is, because it's pretty well a perfect 3D relief. I don't need to draw it out any deeper. It looks fine. And I'm going to paste it. And there it is. That looks beautiful. It's got a big screen. That is a fantastic picture. You know, it means such a lot to, you know, to I think everybody around the world. Okay, so what I'm going to do to make sure that Carveco does actually machine all of this, because if I just left this as it was and just went straight into the toolpaths, it's debatable whether Carveco would actually machine this area here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the square there, and I'm going to, off the material, just draw a rectangle like so. And I'm going to release that. Okay, so what I'm actually doing is I'm making a boundary layer here. I could make it a little bit bigger actually to make sure. What I'm doing is I'm making sure that this all is roughed out, and there's no, you know, sort of big piece of material that's, you know, sort of still there. I'm just wondering, I will make it slightly bigger. I'm going to go 210 by 210. And that's roughly in the middle, because I'm going to put a 1/2 inch cutter in around here, and it will ensure that this actually gets all cut out. And I'm going to create and cancel out of that. So with that selected, okay, I'm going to go straight to the toolpaths, and I'm going to say I want a 3D machining strategy, relief, now I'm going to change this because I have made a boundary layer here external of our piece of material. I'm going to say that I want selected vectors, and I want to machine inside of that selected vector, which is exactly what we want. And the first machining is going to be a roughing operation. So I'm going to come here and choose a tool in the roughing operation, and it's an end mill, and it actually doesn't exist. So I'm going to, let me just give it a quick measurement just to make sure my facts. 0.7. So it's 1/2 inch, which is the equivalent to 12.7 millimeters. So I'm going to choose that one because it's the closest size to what we want, and I'm going to copy it. So I'm going to select the top copy because it's going to be a larger measurement, and I'm going to edit that, and I'm going to put here that this is the description of the tool. So we're creating a new tool in the tooling list. So we just add 0.7 onto that. So it's 12.7 millimeters, which is exactly half an inch. So just do the same here. 12.7. Step down. Oh, crumbs. That's a little bit big for my little rotor. I'm going to put 2 millimeters there. Probably do more than that. We probably will make it larger than that. Okay, so this is what you're going to see in the tooling list, and we're going to OK that. And there it is there. Okay, so we've edited a new tool, and that's how to create a new tool in any of the Carveco programs. So we're going to select that. Now we come over here and reopen that again, and now we can edit it for our material. So it's a pine material. Step over nearly 4 millimeters. It's probably going to be okay. We'll make it a little finer. We're going to make it just 3 millimeters. Step down 2 millimeters. Yeah, 2 millimeters is just fine. Feed rate 20 millimeters per second. Now it's okay. 20 millimeters a second is just a little over 3/4 of an inch per second. So obviously to make that per minute, you just times it by 60. I'm going to leave it at that, because when I start my program up in my SMC5 controller on my particular CNC router, as in Mark 3 or Mark 4, I can start the feed rate up at a much lower percentage. I can go 20 or 30% of any of these figures. So that's what my normal practice is. Now I normally put the plunge rate 50%, so we'll make that 10 millimeters per second. 15,000 RPM. That's about right. So we'll leave that. Tool number really doesn't matter too much. I don't have a tool changer. Normal raster is fine. However, lead-in moves, ramp, yes. Add ramp in. This is all selected fine. Zigzag, ramp length. I don't want to put any restrictions on that. Start height, I'm going to put 5 millimeters there actually, because with my rotor 5 millimeter safe height and start height is all fine. Safe. So I'm going to alter this to home is 5, safe. I'm going to put 5 millimeter here as well. The home, I always make the home and the safe height the same. You only really change this if you're moving rapidly over your piece of work and you have screws or clamping mechanisms here that you want to totally avoid. I normally have my clamping mechanisms sort of way off screen, so you don't bash into them. But if I had a 10 millimeter clamp just here in thickness, then you would put in here safe Z 12 millimeters, so you know that when the tool lifts up and moves from A to B, it's not going to hit your clamp. So that's what this figure is for. Now we're going to give it some parameters of material. I'm going to say it's in this case it's 18 millimeter in thickness, and that's okay, so we'll okay that. So we're just going to abbreviate everything. So we're just going to say calculate now. And that looks fairly good. We'll do a simulation in a few moments, so that's okay. So we've got that rough in Toolpath. Now I just do this as a matter of course. I reselect it and finish operation. I think we're going to do this one with a 3mm ball mill. And there it is there, 3mm ball mill. And we'll select that one. Actually, I could do a 2mm tapered ball. Yes, I think that's what I'm going to change that actually. So, finishing operation. Select a tool. Now I'm going to use a 2mm. So if I select this one and I will copy, select the bottom one, and we're going to make another tool. And should we edit this one? Yes. And we're going to edit this one to 2mm. 2mm. We're going to OK that. And we're going to select that one. Now that we can choose our parameters here. 0.2mm step over. That one will be okay. Yeah, that'll be okay. Step down, that's okay as well. Feed rate 50. I'm going to knock that up to 20. And again, this one will be 10. And don't forget, I can run the control, feed the lines of code at you know, any percentage from sort of 1% of this rate all the way up to 100%, or actually even 300% if I so wanted to. So it's going to be tool number 2. We'll start to sort of do that sort of thing. Standard raster. No need to do any more on that. Already got the ramp moves selected. So we're going to say this is cut 2. There's a lot of toolpaths there. Okay, very happy with that. So what we're going to do now is simulate all toolpaths. So I'm going to do it fast and simulate. Here we go. On this simulation, what you see is exactly what is going to end up on your material. So if you see a mistake here at this point, the simulation, well, you're going to end up having it on your material. Now, if you're doing this for a customer, what you can actually do, okay, so there it is, and it's in this appears to be in aluminium. So I say again, what you see here is exactly what's going to be reproduced in the material. So we'll come up here a second. let's come to simulation. And so if you go into simulation up here, you can come into here and you can see it's the default material at the moment. And you can select all this. You can have it in gold if you wish, or whatever. You know, dark wood, beech, anything you particularly want. Light oak. Let's try that actually. Oh, that looks quite nice actually. Now, if you wanted to have a look at this, pan it around as it were, all you need to do is hover over the material, press your scroll wheel down and just move, and you can pan it around and have a look at it. And of course you can do a little video of this, or indeed you can take a still. Now what I'm doing now is I'm holding both left and right mouse key down and moving it bodily around. So that's it in light oak, which I think is pretty well perfect. I mean, if you wanted it in a darker color or a darker material, let me see, what have we got here? Mahogany. Ooh, no, that doesn't look so nice. So, you know, you can pick and choose. You can have it in marble if you want it. Or, let me see, 9-carat polished gold. Here's 9-carat gold. Now, if you want to look at this square on, all you need to do is come up here and just press, and you've got it square on. Okay, so what we're going to do is, okay, so we're already going to send it to our J drive. First of all, let's take this one over here. 12 mil. So it's 12.7 millimeter email, and we're going to save that. Highlight, send it over, highlight, send that one back. So it's cut. And you'll notice what I'm saving in standard G code, so it's G code millimeter tap. Or if you was set up for inches, you know, G code inch tap. It's the standard G code that all machines understand. So it's cut to, and it's a 2 millimeter ball mill. I'm going to save that, and we'll just check to see they're both there. Fairly big files. Get out of that. Get out of that, and we'll actually save this file. I'm going to save it as a Carveco project 21 and save. So the whole project is saved now as a Carveco file. So at any time I can go back to this and alter things if need be. So thank you for joining me for this Carveco demonstration of this wonderful 3D relief. And I hope you will be back for the next video where we carve this on the MIDI CNC router. And don't forget, underneath this video, above the comment section, there will be a 5% discount code for any of the Carveco programs for you. Whether you have it monthly, buy it outright, yearly, still get the 5% off, even the professional program. So thank you for joining me, and I hope to see you again shortly. So it's bye for now.